Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Indigo here. Hope you're having a good day or a good night, whatever time it is when you watch this video. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the reading. By the way, I definitely just had my teeth ripped out. So if I got a lisp, girl, I got a lisp because I'm getting used to talking without two teeth. And my mouth kind of sort of still hurts, but I can't stop. So here we are. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna get to the reading. The energies have been pretty wild for me today. Not wild in a negative way, wild in a very self-reflecting way. Okay. Um, very a lot of projections in the realms of love. Okay, platonic, if you're dealing with your family, if you're in a relationship, your love with your kids, with the things that you have, your love with your passions, your desires, your work, okay? Love in general. Um, I went outside today and I seen the biggest fucking spider in the world. Uh, and it's crazy because I knew I would see the spider like a month ago. And I predicted something, but I can't remember what I said to myself. But it was something along the lines of, if I see that spider and it's that big, I'm gonna know it's a reminder to reflect on what it is that I'm creating and the intention behind why I'm creating it, and continue to build the web. You know, when certain spiders, like that spider's big as shit. First of all, well, second of all, because I already said that, right? Uh, it's so big, and it's been sitting in the same spot for a while now. And it's just in the middle of the web, right? You know, they built the web so that they can collect food, so that they can feed. I believe it's a girl spider, and she's pregnant, so she's feeding the babies. But she hasn't moved. And look at this feather I found. I'm not sure what kind of feather this is. I didn't even look it up. I was just so like ecstatic that I found it that I just like have been just staring at it. But just sitting and waiting for the prey. Very calmly, very cool, very collected. But at nighttime, you know, that's probably when she'll be more likely to attract the prey. Especially if I turn the light on too. Now I think about it, but this made me reflect on the energies that I was feeling, and it's like a lot of family energy. Okay, people from my past that I no longer associate myself with, due to their egregious actions against me. Um, And I feel like now that I'm not in people's lives, they're starting to understand what my love language is and what it always has been. And the way that they perceive me to be in the past, they now understand what it actually is versus what they were projecting onto me that it was because of manipulation tactics or any type of magic or spell work that people were doing on me. Okay, um, this conversation then progressed in my mind as to why I was feeling the way that I was feeling when I seen the spider. I looked it up. I forget what the name of the spider was, but when I looked it up, it said insecurities within relationships. And I feel like for a lot of people who have experienced any relationships in any way, in any environment with any type of individual with a title, uh, you've probably experienced a, a lot of misunderstandings. Okay, and the misunderstandings probably come from the inability of feeling comfortable enough of expressing why you show up in the way that you show up. Now, to me, that registered as completely disassociating from the past, like how you were brought up, or uh, how previous work environments were, or previous relationships with friends were, or how your first relationship with your first child was. When we don't take the time to acknowledge why certain things happen in certain relationships, or the things that happen in these relationships and how they made us feel, we can hold on to those feelings and build up these defense mechanisms to protect ourselves from potentially feeling that way in the future, dealing with another individual or another situation. And that is like a trauma response, right? There hasn't been many situations for some people who are just now entering the consciousness of, oh, I'm actually healing. And the reason I know that I'm healing is because I am inviting new experiences into my life with the openness of knowing that they're not going to be like the past. The thing that you're maybe not conscious of is that you are continuing cycles of how you're dealing with people or confronting situations because of what you previously went through. Like, for example, those who do have certain gifts and abilities, like, I'm a fucking human lie detector test, right? I can always tell when somebody's lying to me. But in the past, I was more prone to asking someone a question with my ears intending on listening to only see if they were lying or telling the truth. Not with the intention of receiving what the person was saying to me, just on me placing judgment if it was a lie or truth. Okay? And it's like, that was my way of letting myself know, like, okay, this person's a liar, like, they're not really about what they're talking about, like, I'm gonna just move on. Instead of the approach of getting to know the individual, because you can tell somebody, you even if you don't have a gift or ability, right? Like, you could tell if somebody's a liar pretty much based off of how they speak about the things that they go through and the things that they experience. But you have to be willing and open to hearing and having those conversations, right? But when you are on a quest with the question, you are intentionally going to retrieve something. So there's a lot of energy right now that I feel where there are blockages around opening yourself up to authentically get to know and experience someone in their honest to God truth. And we all have to understand that everything that we say about others, or even sometimes feelings that we have about others, they are projections from within ourselves. That's not to say that what you're feeling isn't right. It's just to say that the reason that you're able to identify that is because either you are experiencing it currently, or you have previously experienced it in the past. So a lot of these relationships are very complex because the relationship that we have with ourselves. I feel like there's a need for people to get to know themselves and honestly say or decide or come to terms with who you are regardless of what other people think, because a lot of people have become comfortable in changing who they are to fit the comfortability of those around them, to appease the crowd, but it not really being who you are. So yeah, something to look into, right? And then I started thinking about love languages, right? Like, everybody has a different love language. And it's crazy that I sit there because I looked at this candle and I literally see like the wax that faded on the side kind of looks like, it looks like an angel and it looks like a heart. You know, I thought about the angel of love, right? So there's a lot of just revisiting the past because the present is so different that it's making you reflect on what happened before. And maybe you even coming to realize like how disingenuous, dishonest, unreliable, just certain relationships you had with people became or just were, and how it made you detach yourself from things. So I pulled cards already. And one of the narratives that I got was of someone who invested into something financially. And this investment was like a kind gesture to help somebody be able to overcome some type of betrayal that could have happened with their finances. But the person that they gave it to didn't appreciate it, and somehow they ended up using what they gave them to betray them, creating a tower moment for them. And then it was like there was a lack of communication and understanding of what something was being used for. But it was being given freely because this was somebody's love language. Was to, it's like a masculine who is like financially stable, who looks out for the people that he loves financially because he has it for them to give, and that's kind of one of his love languages. He is, you could be a Capricorn because I do got the King of Pentacles and the Devil card out here. But this caused burdens in the mind, okay, and burdens within the actions. It's almost as if like everything you overburden yourself by putting other people's problems on your shoulders to carry, and it mentally became too much. And we all know that when we exchange with people, we create soul ties. So I was also getting the energy of where these people would receive from you, but then they would use what they were receive. It's like you're whoever you are, you're very tapped in, right? And I feel like this is all my collective, like super tapped in, like super knowledgeable, very smart. You could be in school right now. Okay, you could be studying like some type of science or like some type of body. You could be learning some like about the body, okay, something about the organs or something. You could be somebody who is into necromancy, okay. Let me see something. What's the Ten of Swords? Was it King of Pentacles? Yeah, the Two of Swords. It's like you were into, right? Like they do say that, like split loyalty with the Two of Swords. So it's almost as if like your split loyalty was with what your intuition would tell you and what the action would be that you actually say, or the thing that you actually say out of your mouth. And maybe you weren't as vocal, because I do have the Page of Swords right next to the Ten of Wands. It's like somebody like is giving me the energy like somebody putting their foot in their mouth. like promising things to people that maybe you shouldn't have been promising. But with the the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Cups, it's like you gave the gesture so that people could like move on from the things that they were complaining about. And maybe you just didn't like to hear people complain. And maybe people knew that about you and they played on that, okay? But I heard Mr. Fix It, so you always felt like you had a solution to fix a problem. There's a lot of page energy here. So these could be situations with children too. Page of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, trickery, deceit, bribery, escaping without detection. Okay, so this is one scenario with somebody getting messed over with a job or in a career, having split loyalties in a career. I don't know. Earlier I did channel like bowling alley setting, a guy who owned a bowling alley, but he bought the bowling alley with the intention to clean some dirty money. People knew that this person had a lot of money and they knew where this money was stashed at. So they organized a crime to come into the bowling alley to stick this person up. They killed him in his office and took the money. People could either know that this person is gone or they could not know. Or this could have been somebody that quote unquote went missing. Okay, or somebody that retired type of energy. But they really went missing. Okay. Then I got the scenario of somebody who was fundraising money for children who wouldn't spend the money on the kids, but that he would give out the resources that he had to the kids to make it look like he was still giving to them, or that he was still giving them money. So like kids that become bowlers, motherfucking people go to college off of bowling scholarships and shit. He would give them the bowling equipment that they would need in order for them to participate in the bowling tournaments or practice or whatever. But he would keep the money that was raised for them. And then ultimately the selling pitch was that the money would go to the children, but he was pocketing the money. So the kids were getting the money and their parents were still paying for them to go to this practice or this school or this teaching or whatever this was. And then it's like the kids that he would actually give money to, these were kids that were special, that he was doing some type of magic on. It's something about like every action you take, every strike you make, your energy comes to me. Or every time you say this, your energy comes to me. But there's kids that said something about this man betraying them or their parents, okay? I don't know why this is all coming out like this. But that love language, how I started this, it's like people are reading certain texts to... I'm actually making tea, so let me go get it real quick. So then I got... so people are reading people have been using like certain understandings in psychology to learn how to finesse people in business. So somebody could be because the King of Pentacles is all about his bread, right? He all about his money. He understands what business is. There's a lack of emotion that goes into the other suits that would make him the Emperor, right? So the King of Swords, the King of Cups, of course, the King of Wands, right? Which those three suits plus the King of Pentacles would make him the Emperor. This person or this energy, like, learned business to the T, so much so that if it's not like business oriented, then in other aspects of their life, things don't really make sense. And I feel like this is the part that's funny, because when you do charitable things or nice things, like, that comes from the heart, right? There's a lack of understanding what the heart is because somebody has been so focused on their finances. And then I heard the food industry, the service industry. Okay, we all know that it's like bar, grill, like certain restaurants that serve alcohol, like, or certain fancy restaurants that like serve alcohol, right? The salt intake is always up to make people thirsty and make them drink more, right? And it's never really like wholesome food. It's always just with the intention of consuming. And I feel like the world collectively is starting to realize like what certain things are doing to them, okay? And it's not just about the consuming, you know, through the mouth. I don't know why I'm so immature. It's not just about consuming that in one way. It's also about making those soul ties by what you are giving to. Right? Like, I feel like, yeah, Ace of Swords, I don't even like bitches giving, like, if I'm dating somebody and you try to hand my man something, like, don't hand my man nothing because you trying to send him energy. And I'm not saying, like, everybody's like that. I'm just saying that is a way that people try to get in your energy. And it's like, what's your intention? What are you going to utilize that energy for? Okay? People have just been taking energy to take it and utilize it. And then the people that they're taking it from have been experiencing things that are just like out of this world, with the world card flying out like that, because these people are taken from them with the intention of causing them some type of harm. Like, when I got my teeth extracted, I could literally hear the guy who extracted my teeth, and I knew, like, as soon as I seen the people that were going to be working on me, girl, I literally was like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm like, my job never stops. Like, my job is always to bring justice, right? But my job to bring justice, like, I have to experience these experiences with these people. Like, that's the only way that I get to bring justice. So it's like, I have to willingly sit here and let this happen. Because one, I need it. But two, like, you need it too. And it was just like, I heard him say, like, take the gauze out your mouth, bitch. Like, and then as soon as I took the gauze out my mouth, my whole mouth started fucking just like hurting so bad. And I started to hear like his whole entire track record of like shit that he did. And he had said something to this boy. Like, he said something about the prescription that he was sending off. And he's like, oh, I didn't know we could do it like that. And he's like, oh yeah, it's magic. But the way he said magic, I could tell that he does magic. And I knew that he did when I first seen him. Like, I could tell. Anybody that's a dentist and they don't have nice teeth, yet they're working on people's teeth, red flag right away. And then I started to like channel all this energy from him, but it's like he was pulling on my energy, and I knew he was gonna take my teeth and try to do something with this. So I had already put some blockages up. Girl, I had to turn on the healing sounds. I had to do some meditative shit because my mouth was like hurting so bad. and I didn't have anything for pain at the time. And I had to really just meditate on it. And at first I was like I was literally crying. Like I was in so much pain, y'all. And like my grandmother started like channeling to me, and like I just started like grabbing like Archangel Michael. I was holding his hand, I was holding God's hand, and like they were just telling me like, look, like we're putting you through this because you are a healer and you need to learn how to heal even when it is really fucking hard. You need to learn how to channel your energy even when you were being heavily attacked. And like I was like, in my mom, like, this shit is so cruel. But then I'm like, okay, it's gonna make me better. But I did what I needed to do, and I got it done. But a part of that process was me taking a shower, praying, meditating in the shower, using some type of salts to rub over my body to get their energy off of me, because they were like they kept touching me for like comfort and shit. And I'm like, this is not comforting. Like, and that's what I mean with the love language thing. It wasn't comforting at all. Like the medical field, any place in the medical field, whether it's dental or it's like, even if it's like mental health, they study how to make people feel comfortable, and then what their contract entails, it's not tailored to comforting the individual. It's tailored to them getting whatever it is that they need to obtain. And I really feel like it was my teeth. I don't know. But also when I went there, I seen like this number, like it was a really large number of money. I really feel like at this facility, they funnel in a lot of money, and I don't feel like they give to the children the finances that they use to raise them. I feel like there are kids in that facility that are supposed to be getting taught certain things that can't afford certain type of classes or teachings, and that they don't get taught. Okay, that no one left behind program is what I'm channeling, or something like that. Okay, and I feel like they don't use it to help those kids. They use it to help the kids who have some type of name already with their parents or whoever it is that they are. If you're a teacher's pet, like, you get favor type shit. It was very much so like systematically like set up. And because they were fucking with me, I just started channeling it. So maybe this is a part of this message too. I didn't expect for this to go this way. But let's see what comes out after the World card. And I feel like this is some type of like traveling, temperance with the star. So there are angels that have been deployed down to earth that are going to be stepping into positions that are stars. Okay, so like how we say Beyonce is a star, or people who are famous, people who are actually angels, who have abilities and gifts that are meant to be shared with the world, are about to be publicly known. I'm talking about like millions and millions of people. And of course, there's always a cause and effect, right? With the Magician card and the Ace of Cups. This is in the Ace of Swords. This is to bring more truth to the world about, first of all, what it is that you naturally, it's to wake people up to what it is that they naturally possess inside of themselves, and to help them understand the indoctrination that they've experienced, so that they can awaken to what it is that they really are. Because a lot of people are seeking to have power by tapping into this devil, magician energy. But it's like with the Page of Swords, these people are really, they're like, okay, you're good at your craft, whatever. To be an individual who goes through life and uses life as a study to learn anything about the occult, okay? And use the angels and the ancestors and the unspoken, sometimes unseen beings that reside around us to learn these truths, that is how you really get true power. That is how you really get true power. I heard somebody say one time, like, oh, I don't even really read books like that. Like, I just get my knowledge from blah, blah, blah. And then went on to talk about all the books and shit that they read. Like, the world is really about to see who is really who and who's just been putting on a facade. And one thing that I will say, when people genuinely can speak to you and not feel the need to speak to you as if like they're under some type of fucking oath, like they're under some type of fucking contract that's not gonna allow them to say certain things, like that's when you know that you're really getting like, like I don't know how to explain it, y'all. I'm just kind of going right now. I don't really know. I didn't expect for it to, Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Six of Cups. And this is also a lot to do with children. So, healing and children in the medical field, kids who are young adults, kids, right? Who could be one, okay. Right, I heard start them off young. Meditative practices, knowledge on herbalism, botanical information, guidance. Okay, just because technology is a thing doesn't mean that we have to raise our kids off of technology. You can really, even if you don't know something, take the time out and the opportunity to learn something new with your child. If you have a book on botanical information and you live somewhere where it's very naturey, make it fun. Like, take your child outside, bring the book, help them spell out the word, help them find the plant, help them learn how to forage and understand that the world has provided them with everything that it is that they need. Because even when I went to go get my teeth taken out, it's like what they wanted to do. Like, I had an abscess in my cheek and my cheek was so fucking big. I'm like, you taking out my teeth while my cheek is fucking huge is going to be literally so uncomfortable for me. And I was already taking antibiotic because I knew that when I came there that they were just going to rip my teeth out regardless if I had an infection or not. So I was like, well, let me make sure that I have antibiotic in my system so that when I get the procedure done, if I have some type of like blood issue, the infection won't get into my bloodstream and cause some type of crazy ass reaction, right? And I'm really happy that I did that because that's exactly what they did. They pressed the fact. And it's like, and when he came in, he's like, he told me like, oh, you may or may not feel the numbing aid because you're on antibiotics already. And I'm like, well, why would I want to get my teeth pulled out of my fucking mouth if I'm gonna feel all of it? Like, what the fuck kind of bitch? I know it's spooky season, but what? And I was just like, well, can you drain my cheek first and then I come back tomorrow to get my teeth taken out? And they just pressed my free will for me to get it done. And it's like, y'all don't understand. Like, I summoned every fucking ancestor from above and below in that bitch because I was like, I don't like having my free will pressed. Like, don't ever try to take my free will away, because once you try to take my free will away, that's when I go, bitch, I'll go to hell if I have to dig up my ancestors. Bitch, I know where they organs at. Bitch, I know where they tombs at. I know where they bodies at. Bitch, I will really resurrect some shit in this motherfucker. Like, please do not fucking play with me. Like, I was so livid. But anyways, this is what this energy is. Like, we're getting back to, we have to prepare our Cause I kept pulling that card in my index cards too. Royal bloodline assembling. We're responsible for preparing our bloodline for this new world order, because we all know that Babylon is in this crazy. That sounds like literally crazy. And it turned off. Something turned off. Yeah, energy harvesting. Because that's what they're doing. They use everything that they take to energy harvest. Because even the girl was like, oh, which was crazy because they told me that I got a root canal. Bitch, I didn't even know I got a root canal. And a dentist put a root on me by giving me a root canal. And then did the job bogusly so that my tooth would keep getting infected and they could keep doing magic on me. So when I went the second time to get my tooth looked at, they wouldn't even see me, girl. They wouldn't even see me. And then they started to, oh, do you have a lawyer? Or they started like asking me like weird like questions. And I'm like, what the fuck? So like all this energy that's been harvested by these companies, all of this energy is returning. And then like, let me say, like the people that are teaching the kids who are in these industries certain things, there are a lot of kids that need to be protected. Okay, whether it's in health, whether it's in technology, tech kids need to be protected. There's a woman who I think I'm just channeling right now, and I'm trying to stay on track, y'all. So I'm sorry that this message is like all over the place. But there's a woman who lives in Alaska. Could be. Okay, Bulgaria, Alaska, and Romania. These are the places that I heard. Who has a child that is a girl. She has long brown, sandy brown hair, and she's very technical. She's very smart. She built something or found like these minerals, something that goes together, and she built something. And they're planning to get this child in a car accident. Now, I don't know if she's 16 yet, if she has her license, but her birthday is coming up is what I just heard. So they're planning to kill her in a car crash. When they do this, her mother is going to know what this is about, and this is going to start the process of certain people in certain tech industries that are going to be targeted to be quote unquote assassinated, because there's something that is being built that I heard could potentially destroy the whole planet. There's always a plot twist though, right? So when we talk about the fall of Babylon, this is why we are preparing our children to sustain themselves without having to exchange energies with these companies, these brands, these people that are siphoning their energy, because not everybody has the same amount of protection. Not everybody is strong enough to overcome and overpower being put through these fucking, my whole entire life has been a fucking, I would never wish my life on anybody. Like, I would never wish my life on anybody. It's been extremely fucking hard to do, have, survive anything. If my brain, my mind wasn't literally gifted to me from Christ itself with that consciousness, I would be fucking dead. I would have been dead at 16, 17 years old, because I would have fucking killed myself. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I'm being dead ass serious right now. So like when I speak about God, when we speak about God, when the chosen ones speak about God, like, we're not fucking playing. Like, God is real. God is the reason that we're all fucking alive. Like, I tell people I've been poisoned like motherfucking cults, people stalking me, coming after me. Motherfuckers don't want to believe shit. But they about to believe it. And look at that. Government study. Okay, needing a spiritual cleanse. Okay, there are a lot of people who need spiritual cleanses. And that's something that's very, very fucking important. Like, every thing that life tries to make harder for you to do or make you less interested in is the thing that you should be doing the most, because that is the thing that is going to save your soul. I understand the importance of finances, because I'm looking at the King of Pentacles with this 6 of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles right next to it. I understand the importance of finances, but you cannot lose your soul for the promise of stability. Once you have no soul, you're just a fucking vessel that runs, that never has energy. So you're just constantly running with absolutely no purpose, no plan, nothing. You're feeding the devil. When you feed God, God gives you pentacles, He gives you money, He gives you intellect, He gives you mental strength to be able to overcome and prosper against the magic rituals that people do over you cause you anxiety or have mental health disorders or issues. He helps you with your passions and feeling passions and being connected to your inner child. He helps you be able to speak and think clearly, have a clear mind. That is what God is. Anything that makes you feel other than that, that's the devil. And I feel like a lot of people are learning, like, oh, like, I really can't fuck with this shit at all. Like, it could be the smallest of shits. It could be the smallest of shits. I feel like since I got this fucking, my teeth taken out, I'll probably never smoke again. Because I'm so terrified of my fucking mouth hurting or having to get any type of surgery on my, like, y'all don't even understand. Like, and it's like, seems like a punishment. Y'all know I'm a cannabis queen, but they got edibles and shit, girl. Y'all know I'm also a scientist, so fuck with me if you want to. Anyways, but yes, teaching the youth about the importance of becoming their own person, okay? Not what the fuck the world is telling them to be. Like, we're getting into the ages where we need to be making schools for our kids. We need to be buying land for our kids. Like some Amish type motherfucking, like, on some real, like, I don't know why I want to say demolition type shit. Demolition is the word, though. Because it's like, if you are living in any way, shape, or form that is different from how they want you to live, you're a fucking threat. But we're in the ages where they have too much karma to make up for it. They can't even worry about fucking attacking us. And if they are attacking us, we already know at this point that these attacks are meant to help us grow and become stronger. It's meant to help us also expose the truth. It's like a lot of people get attacked and they're like, why? Why am I being attacked? And it's like, yeah, because you're chosen. Yeah, you're a child of God. Yeah, this, yeah, that. But your whole entire story uncovers and tells a deep truth about either a secret society or something that the fucking government is trying to fucking cover up. Because, mind you, there, 36 councilman chairs or whatever the fuck. There's a guy, and I need to figure out who he is because he's so tapped in. And people don't fucking even understand what he's saying. He's so tapped in. He has a radio show. And he's talking about how they're preparing for if all 36 of those members get wiped the fuck out. I had a dream where everybody was running around losing their fucking mind. It was a bunch of box carts with nothing but people that were in the army and they were all fucking dead. And my bloodline, the mummies and shit, they were assembling in the tree to summon me, to bring me in, to get me ready for my job, my job in actual society. When it comes to taking back control over what the fuck Christopher Columbus thought the fuck he found, when he obviously fucking didn't. Okay? Like, let's really get into it. A bunch of energy harvesting, a bunch of government shit. Motherfuckers trying to make you give up your soul. And if you're chosen, that's when you know you're chosen. When they keep constantly trying to make you give your fucking soul up. I don't know why I'm hearing this in my head, but I heard even some demons have souls. They just, I heard they work for a different branch. And that's what I was thinking about today. Like, anybody who is, like, a practitioner, right? That would, like, cause harm or hurt somebody, right? Like, we all know that if you're a practitioner and you're doing work on somebody to cause harm to them, God will use the enemy to transform or transcend you. And I was thinking, like, people are going to start waking up. People already are waking up to how it is that they are supposed to use their abilities. I feel like this is the age of knowledge. Okay? The dead is talking. Ace of Cups, the devil, the Empress. So, the devil is incapable of love. Right? He'll never love you. He'll only be able to help you transcend yourself. That's what I just heard somebody say. But then you got Temperance right next to the devil. And then you got the Ace of Cups. So, like, so somebody's punishment in this lifetime is to experience love. And it's somebody that has this devil energy attached to them. But then it's like whatever power that you thought you could use, you can't. So you have to endure and accept this love. It's almost like an exorcism. Is really how I'm seeing this in my head. The Empress and the Emperor out here. And it's so I'm also channeling, like, okay, so a lot of individuals right now at this time are experiencing people from their past that are like literally like a fucking dog that's been in a cage all day that really needs to fucking be let out. Just scratching, like trying to fucking get out. And it's like the cage consists of no attention, I ain't gonna feed that nigga. I'm gonna let him starve. Or never feed the devil. I heard never feed the devil, let that nigga starve. Okay? So you're getting people from your past that are clawing and dying to be let. They want attention. They need attention. Without you, they don't have any attention. And then the possessions that are within them, that have possessed them and taken over their vessel, is getting so strong to the point to where it's causing sickness. Like, it's causing them to be literally sick. And the only reason they're coming and crawling to you is because they know that you're the only one that can save them. So it's like, even when you think about God or the Most High or Jesus or Yahshua, whatever you ride, whatever you want to call the source, right? When people realize that it's real, they start begging to be accepted, to be helped, to be heard, for forgiveness. They start repenting. They start, and it's an exorcism. But the craziest part is that a lot of these situations do end in death. Like, yeah, never say never. Maybe not in this lifetime, but in the next. And the only way to even be considered to be saved is to endure until your last days. With also the coming to and understanding that God is very much so real, and you chose to battle him. You chose to go against him. And he chose to teach you a lesson. And make it so impactful that in the next lifetime, when you come back, if you come back, you will learn and grow. And a lot of the stuff that's happening is because certain bloodlines, certain people, extinction. Okay? There are certain animals that are extinct because they couldn't evolve. There are now new animals everywhere. New animals, new insects, new plants, new trees, girl. New types of fabric that's going to be found. Like, it's really that now. That is now tailored to this new world. So whenever you feel like, or if you ever feel like you have to, I mean, you know, in whatever situation it is, you know what to do, but never feel as though you really have to do anything, because a lot of times you don't. When it comes to the enemy, we are who we are because God is simply preparing us for something that's so much greater than anything these people who aren't really even going to be here much longer could understand, or that they would like to understand. Definitely somebody from your past trying to get back in your energy. But we're going to go ahead and close that out. Okay. I also heard Baal or Baal. Okay. This is I know he is some sort of demon or something. Okay. That is trying to get in contact with me. I don't know what the message is, but I'll do it in another video. I'm going to study and look up information on who and what and why, of course, per usual. I've been getting, I'm getting new sources of information so that we can prepare for the next phase. Because I've pulled the people in and up and down that needed to be pulled with this channel. So now we are about to graduate to another era where I'm probably going to be talking about shit, and a lot of you are going to think I'm fucking crazy, but you're going to be here and you're going to be watching it because you're going to be learning shit. You're going to start seeing shit. You're going to start being like, oh shit, this bitch knew what she was talking about the whole fucking time. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.